Mona in the Promised Land, a 1996 novel by Gish Jen, combines elements of Bildungsroman and humorous fiction, unfolding through a series of episodic vignettes. The story centers on Mona Chang, a Chinese-American girl who, despite her parents' objections, converts to Judaism after her family relocates to Scarshill, an affluent, predominantly Jewish suburb near New York City. In this new environment, Mona immerses herself in Jewish cultural practices, viewing them as tools for navigating life's challenges and opportunities. Set in the late 1960s, the novel explores Mona's coming of age against the backdrop of her competitive parents, Ralph and Helen Chang, who are focused on advancing their careers. The family is enthusiastic about moving to a more diverse neighborhood, and Mona quickly becomes fascinated with the Jewish community's intellectual engagement and activism. She adopts a performative approach to her identity, embodying her belief that American means being whatever you want. However, Mona's decision to embrace Judaism creates tension with her parents, who are dismayed by her divergence from their expectations. Her mother's sarcastic remarks about Mona's identity choices underscore the generational and cultural conflicts that arise. Mona, who describes herself as a solo Jew, grapples with balancing her Chinese-American heritage with her new Jewish identity while navigating the typical trials of adolescence. She manages the complexities of temple life, budding romances with both a Japanese student and a Jewish hipster dropout, academic pressures, and her parents' strict expectations, all while striving to define herself within this shifting cultural landscape. At the same time, Mona's Jewish peers are less accepting than they appear. Although they acknowledge her identification, they perceive her as lacking depth or seriousness about Jewish culture. Mona's struggles are set against the broader backdrop of the civil rights movement and the Vietnam War, which were reshaping concepts of identity across the United States. Jen's portrayal of Mona's transformation subtly explores the religious, racial, and aesthetic shifts that arise from these cross-cultural exchanges. Mona gradually becomes aware of the more superficial aspects of identity appropriation. She begins dating Seth Mandel, a Jewish boyfriend who, despite his poor academic performance, wears a dashiki to show his support for the Black Pride movement. Seth seems more interested in appearing liberal and globally aware than in understanding the nuances of cultural appropriation. Mona's sister, Callie, attends Harvard to study Mandarin, a cultural facet their parents have largely neglected while imposing others on their children. While Callie enjoys rice, their parents are obsessed with organic health food fads. When Mona's parents voice concerns to the local rabbi about her abandoning her heritage, the rabbi confusingly responds, "The more Jewish you become, the more Chinese you'll be." Mona interprets this as a supportive stance on her conversion, realizing that the various identity performances in one's life can actually complement and enrich each other. The novel ends on a hopeful note, with Mona deciding to marry Seth and reconciling with her parents. They adopt the hybrid Jewish-Chinese surname Changowitz, symbolizing the blend of their heritages. Meanwhile, Mona's parents face their own uncertainties as they reconsider their self-conception, recognizing that Callie is more performatively Chinese than they are. Ultimately, Mona comes to understand that Judaism, like any identity, cannot fully resolve the quest for self-actualization. Jen's nuanced conclusion suggests that identity performance creates new ways to understand oneself and one's place in a rapidly changing world. While the search for identity brings its own challenges, it also opens up a multitude of possibilities for personal exploration and understanding. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.